Hello and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah, and I'm here with my co-host, Bill. How's it going, Bill?
Hey, Sarah. I'm doing great. Excited to be here as always. And hi to all our amazing listeners out there. We're so glad you've joined us today.
Today, we're diving into a topic that so many English learners ask about all the time: fluency. More specifically, we're going to share some practical tips that you can use every day to build your English fluency faster.
That's right. A lot of learners feel stuck. They study grammar, memorize vocabulary, but when it's time to speak, they freeze, they pause, or they just feel nervous.
Exactly. But the good news is, fluency is a skill you can train, and it doesn't have to be hard. With the right strategies and a little bit of consistent practice, you'll be surprised how quickly you can improve.
So grab your notebook or just sit back and listen, because in this episode, we're sharing 5 powerful practice tips to help you speak more smoothly, confidently, and naturally in English.
Before we get into the practice tips, let's start with a really important question. What does fluency actually mean?
Good question. A lot of people think fluency means speaking English perfectly without any mistakes. But that's not true.
Not at all. Fluency simply means being able to speak smoothly and naturally without long pauses or stopping to think too much. It's more about flow than perfection.
Exactly. You don't have to use big, complicated words or sound like a native speaker. If you can express your ideas clearly and keep the conversation going, you are fluent.
And here's the key difference: fluency versus accuracy. Fluency is about speaking fast enough to keep a natural rhythm, even if you make small mistakes. Accuracy is about being correct grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary.
And in real conversations, fluency matters more. Native speakers make grammar mistakes all the time. The important thing is, can the other person understand you?
Exactly. So if you're hesitating because you're afraid of making a mistake, stop. It's better to keep speaking even if it's not perfect. That's how fluency grows.
One more thing, there's a big myth out there that some people are just naturally fluent. But fluency is a skill, not a talent. You can build it, step by step.
And that's what today's episode is all about: how to build that fluency through daily practice.
All right, now that we know what fluency really means, let's dive into our first practical tip.
Tip number 1. Practice speaking every day. Let's talk about it. All right, let's get into tip number 1, and it's a big one. Practice speaking every single day.
Yes, this is probably the most powerful thing you can do. You don't need a fancy course or a native speaking partner to start. You just need your voice and a few minutes a day. Yes, this is probably the most powerful thing you can do. You don't need a fancy course or a native speaking partner to start. You just need your voice and a few minutes a day.
Exactly. Even just talking to yourself in English can help. Describe what you're doing, like, "Now I'm making coffee," or "I'm getting ready for work." It might feel silly, but it trains your brain to think in English.
And don't forget about shadowing. That's when you listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say, at the same time or just a few seconds after. It helps with pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence.
Absolutely. You can use YouTube videos, podcasts, even this one. Just pick a short clip and try to copy the speaker exactly. Do it a few times, and you'll start to feel the natural flow of the language.
Also, recording yourself is another great option. Say something simple like introducing yourself, talking about your day, or telling a short story. Then listen back. You'll notice where you pause, where you sound confident, and where you can improve. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a huge difference over time. It's all about consistency.
So remember, fluency is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Speak every day, even if it's just to yourself. Your future fluent self will thank you.
All right, ready for tip number 2?
Let's go. This one's all about how to think in English.
So, tip number 2 is one of my favorites. Think in English.
Yes, this is a game changer. When you stop translating from your native language and start thinking directly in English, your speaking becomes so much faster and more natural.
Exactly. Think about it. When you translate in your head, it creates a delay. Your brain has to go from your language to English, then to speech. But when you think in English, there's no middle step.
And the good news is you can train this skill. Start small. Think about simple things around you. For example, you see a cup, just say in your mind, "This is a cup," or "I'm drinking water."
Right. Don't worry about being perfect. The goal is to get your brain used to forming English sentences automatically. You can even make it part of your routine. When you wake up, ask yourself, "What am I doing now?" and answer in English.
Here's a fun exercise. Pick 5 minutes a day where you only allow yourself to think in English. Maybe when you're walking or washing the dishes. You'll be surprised how fast your fluency improves.
Another tip: label things around your house in English. Put a sticky note on the mirror that says mirror, or on the fridge that says refrigerator. This helps your brain make quick connections without translating.
Exactly. The more you train your mind to live in English, the more fluent you'll sound when you speak.
And remember, this isn't about big words. It's about simple thoughts, practiced often.
So if you want to speak faster, start by thinking faster in English.
Coming up next, tip number 3, using common phrases and sentence patterns. This one's super useful.
All right, let's move to tip number 3, and this one can really speed up your fluency. Use common phrases and sentence patterns.
This is such an important one. A lot of learners try to build every sentence from scratch, word by word. But that takes time and slows you down.
Exactly. That's why it's better to learn and use chunks of language-full phrases that native speakers use all the time. Like, "How are you doing? I'm not sure," or "Can you help me with this?"
These are ready-to-use phrases. You don't have to stop and think about grammar. You just say them. And once they're automatic, your speaking becomes way faster.
And it's not just about greetings. You can learn sentence patterns like "I usually," "I like to," or "I'm going to," and use them in different situations.
Here's an example. If you learn the pattern, "I usually" plus verb, then you can say, "I usually wake up at 7. I usually eat lunch at home. I usually go for a walk after dinner." Easy, right?
Very easy and super effective. You're not just learning words. You're learning how to build real sentences quickly.
One fun way to practice this is to role play. Pretend you're ordering food at a restaurant or making small talk with a friend. Use these common phrases and patterns during the role play.
And don't be afraid to repeat. Repetition is how fluency is born. The more you use these phrases, the more natural they'll feel.
All right, 3 tips down. You're doing great if you're still with us. Now let's talk about a really useful trick: recording yourself and listening.
Tip number 4 coming up next.
Okay, moving on to tip number 4. And this one might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but it's super powerful. Record yourself and listen.
Yes, I know it can feel weird to hear your own voice, especially in another language. But trust us, this is one of the best ways to see your progress and catch small mistakes.
When you speak out loud, you're practicing fluency. But when you listen to yourself afterward, you can notice things you missed in the moment, like pronunciation, grammar, or unnatural pauses.
And it's also encouraging. When you record yourself regularly, you'll actually hear how much you're improving over time. That gives you more confidence to keep going.
Here's how to do it. Choose a simple topic, like my daily routine or what I did yesterday. Record yourself speaking for 1 or 2 minutes. Then play it back and listen.
You can even write down what you said and look for ways to improve. Maybe you repeated the same word a lot. Maybe you hesitated in some parts. That's okay. It gives you something to work on.
There are lots of free apps for this, or you can just use the voice recorder on your phone. The key is to speak naturally, without reading a script. Just talk, like you're talking to a friend.
And here's a pro tip. Save your recordings. Go back after a few weeks and compare your old ones with new ones. You'll be amazed by the difference.
All right, time for our next strategy. Tip number 5. Join speaking communities or find a language partner. Let's get into it.
All right, tip number 5 is all about connection. Join speaking communities or find a language partner.
Yes, practicing alone is great, but at some point, you need real interaction. Speaking with others is how you build confidence, fix your weak spots, and learn to respond naturally in real conversations.
And the good news is, you don't need to travel to an English-speaking country to do this. You can find language partners online. There are apps, websites, and social media groups full of people who want to practice.
Language exchange is a great option. You help someone with your native language, and they help you with English. It's a win-win.
Absolutely. You can also join online speaking clubs, join English Facebook groups, or even join English Discord servers where people voice chat.
And if you prefer face-to-face, check out local meetups or conversation groups. Many cities have free or low-cost events where people practice English together.
Just 15 to 30 minutes of speaking with someone each week can boost your fluency fast. And it's fun. You make friends and learn naturally.
One quick tip. Don't worry about making mistakes. That's part of the process. Most people you talk to are learning too, and they'll understand.
Exactly. The more you practice real conversations, the easier it becomes. Fluency grows through asterisk connection.
All right. We've shared our 5 main tips. Now let's throw in a few bonus ones to take your fluency even further.
Bonus tips coming up next. Okay, now that we've covered the 5 main fluency tips, let's finish strong with a few bonus tips to give your practice an extra boost.
Yes, these are small, simple things, but they can make a big difference. First bonus tip, set small goals. Instead of saying, I want to be fluent, say, I'll speak for 5 minutes every day this week.
Right. Small goals are less scary and easier to stick with, and when you reach them, you feel successful, and that keeps you motivated.
Second bonus tip, time yourself. Set a timer when you speak. Maybe 1 minute, then 2, then 5. Challenge yourself to speak without stopping, even if it's slow. This builds endurance.
That's a great one. And here's another. Focus on fluency, not perfection. Don't stop yourself every time you make a mistake. Keep going. The goal is to keep the conversation flowing.
Exactly. Fluency is about communication, not perfect grammar. You can fix the small stuff later.
And one last bonus tip, celebrate your progress. Seriously. If you spoke for 5 minutes today, that's a win. If you learned a new phrase and used it, that's a win.
Learning a language is a journey. Be proud of every step you take, no matter how small.
All right, let's wrap it up with a quick review and closing thoughts.
Sounds good.
All right, let's do a quick recap of everything we've shared today to help you speak English more fluently.
Tip number 1. Practice speaking every day, even if it's just by yourself. Tip number 2. Think in English to reduce hesitation and increase speed. Tip number 3. Use common phrases and sentence patterns to speak naturally. Tip number 4. Record yourself and listen to track your progress and improve. Tip number 5. Join speaking communities or find a language partner to practice real conversations.
And don't forget our bonus tips. Set small goals, time your speaking, focus on fluency, not perfection, and celebrate your progress.
If you take just one of these tips and start using it today, you're already moving closer to fluency.
So pick your favorite tip and try it right after this episode. Speak to yourself, record a short message, or start thinking in English during your daily routine.
And if you found this episode helpful, don't forget to follow or subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode.
Thanks for joining us today on the English Learning Podcast. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and most of all, enjoy the journey.
We'll see you next time with more tips to help you speak English with confidence.
Take care and bye for now.
Bye, everyone!